Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Mortars at Karlov Manor action. Today we're playing a Jeskai control shell, but we're trying to, instead of the normal finishers of like Jace and Wandering Emperor, we're playing the Chandra extra turns like combo thing that we were trying to do with an Izzet in a previous video. So we have Alchemist Gambit to take extra turns, and if we play with Chandra, Chandra doubles up instant sorceries, so we can take up to 2 extra turns, which sets us up nicely to win the game in numerous different ways. Another really great way of closing out games with Chandra is Light Up the Night. We can use it as a removal early on, but we can also flash it back with its flashback and remove a bunch of loyalty counters from Chandra, and also still double it up and do a bunch of damage directly to our opponent's face. We're playing a bunch of different control cards. Some of the new ones from Murders at Karlov Manor. Lightning Helix, it is a reprint, 1 red, 1 white, 3 damage, gain 3 life to anything, and then No More Lies is a new counter spell, counter target spell unless they pay 3, and it exiles it if we counter it. I know I've talked about this in comments before, but Memory Deluge, really good card. We're playing it because it's a good card, but it doesn't particularly work well with Chandra because if you copy it, the spell's copy cost us 0 to cast, and so we don't actually get to look at any cards if it gets copied with Chandra's Hope's Beacon, but still a really good card, and I think for those reasons we still have to play it because not every game we're going to have a Chandra. So let's go ahead, hop into some games and see how we can do. Alright, we found our first opponent here. I will say this is not the first time I tried recording this video. I'm currently 7-5 with the deck. I've kind of tossed the previous recordings just because I don't think I was playing the deck very well, and I think I've gotten better at it. Well, that's pretty much the main reason, is people don't usually like seeing misplays, so I was trying to avoid that situation. The Lightning Helixes will be kind of nice. I guess we can do that while they're tapped out is probably a good idea. We go down a life, but we go up 2, or we net 2 life by the end of it, so. Also, another reason why I ended up going for a new recording is because I cannot help myself when it comes to complaining about things in Standard, and one of the matches I was a bit upset, and so it was just me being like, oh, shields are so fun to play into. And I figured that would not be that would not make for a very fun video to watch. Well, such is the life of control. Draw, play a land, pass. One's playing 2 different cards, or 2 different land arts. Oh, we could have No More Lies it. I thought I only had, well, might as well make use of the Lightning Helixes while we have them, and just completely eliminate the Haughty Djinn. Then we can cast No More Lies. And Selesnya is super good for drawing and discarding. One of the match that I ended up losing and complaining in, it was funny, our opponent kept on removing our Selesnya with they kept Spell Pierce. That's scary. Discard Light Up the Night. I don't think we need it. I guess we can make it day. Oh, it's in the middle of combat. Whoops. You can only do this as a sorcery, so you want to do it on your turn if you can. And then, since we didn't cast anything, it's going to go back tonight at our end step, which is cool. I don't want that land, and the extra turn is probably going to get countered anyways. Is likely to get countered anyways. For the Spell Pierce, they might be using one of those to protect. I could try and jam Chandra out here, but then we don't have a access to a counter spell. I don't really care about Selesnya thing right now because the opponent might double spell here, and then also because I want to keep my lands. But yeah, the real reason I didn't cast Chandra last turn is now we have 2 mana to spawn to a counter spell. They have like double spell pierce, that would be kind of annoying. I think we negate. Because it's more likely they're going to play like Haughty Djinn eventually. Spell pierce would be kind of annoying, but... Ah, Fading Hope. Okay, that's fine with us. And we resolve Chandra.
This war ends today.
Memory Deluge isn't bad. What did we exile? 2 Zergos, that hurts. That does hurt a lot. Memory Deluge is one of those spells, as I was saying at the beginning, is it doesn't work well when you copy it with Chandra, so... We can Memory Deluge. Deluge. We have end of this turn, right? End of your next turn, so we can cast it. So if we use the removal here, we can... Worried our opponent is going to try and remove Chandra. Let's do this. And then they shouldn't be able to get rid of, or counter this get lost very easily, because there's... Okay, they're fresh out of counters. And then we can go ahead and Memory Deluge, and it's not going to double it up, which is good. We can grab the Memory Deluge. Saying it too many times makes it hard to pronounce in my head. Do we play a land this turn? Entered the battlefield this turn, so we don't need a land as bad. I still kind of want one. And this is our backup plan if we don't need to use the counterspell, I think. And then next turn we should be able to light up the knight for lethal.
Let's give it our all.
I forgot that turns no more lies into a super counterspell. Oh, since I paid for a counterspell, I can't. Fine. Take up Chandra. And then should probably actually cast this to see if we can find a counterspell. Ooh, I forgot I should have done that in response. Oopsies. My bad. Sometimes I have a little bit of a forgetful moment, and that was definitely one of them. See, that is the example of a bad play like I was talking about. Okay, well, we can play a land for this turn. If I Memory Deluge, that leaves me with enough mana, so I can play the Elegant Parlor. Next turn, we should definitely be able to kill our opponent. Assuming we get it next turn, but you know, opponent seems to be struggling to get stuff down against us, which is a good place to be for us. And this also gives us an opportunity to find counterspell protection, because we didn't find it when we went for it previously.
No turning back now.
Doubling up our Memory Deluges was not as helpful, but that is absolutely fine for us. Ward 2 is okay, but alright, that means we just win. Okay, cool. Opponent fresh out of mana, tapped out, and that means Mountain, take up Chandra for mana, because why not, and light up the knight. Pay 11 because I want to, and take up Loyalty and double it up. Alright, we did it. That brings us up to 8 and 5, not bad. See how we can do. Alright. Our next victim is Bob. Bob, are you ready? We can counterspell on 2. We go first, so I don't really want to mulligan because we're going to be then dry on cards. Or have a lower count of cards. Ooh, I like the temporary lockdown. One's probably playing enchantments. Don't really want them ramping, so I think it's worth. Ramping also means our temporary lockdown is probably going to be less good, but it's nice that we have them because they work well with March of Otherworldly Light for making it, because we can exile them to make it cost less. Continuing the control strategy of passing the turn and doing nothing. But yeah, the nice thing is we can kind of like remove things as we go up the curve, and then Zergo and Ojitai and Chandra allow us to go ahead and since we don't have a counterspell anyways, we might as well tap out and go in with Zergo and Ojitai. And their opponent's playing mono white, so do we think they're gonna have removal? Another turn sounds nice, but I think I'll just go with this first. I think we're gonna go ahead and return Zergo and Ojitai to our hand because they might have like an ossification. This is gonna be the turn that if they're going to play something big, they probably will play it now. Thank goodness, March of Otherworldly Light. It's one of our few cards that actually deal with these things. They revealed what cards? Wait, I want to see the revealed cards. I think I saw a farewell among some of the revealed cards. We can Zergo and Ojitai and hope that they don't hit anything big. Or we can March of Otherworldly Light and remove the... I think what we want to do here is play the tap land, get rid of the extra tap land on top. Pay 1, 2... well, yeah, 6 to get rid of their Jimil. We can get rid of our Zerg and Ojitai, but I think I'm going to get rid of the lockdowns and kind of represent a counter. We could keep one lockdown in hand. Maybe that's the right move because it's not like we're going to use it for anything. And then tap out. It will save us mana if we ever have to cast March of Otherworldly Light again. Hopefully they don't have like a... what is it called? That one. Titan of Industry. That could block our Zergo and Ojitai. We don't have removal for it at this moment. We don't have enough mana to This is one of the matchups where Temporary Lockdown definitely looks like a bit of a clown card. That's why it's nice that we can use it to pitch to March of Otherworldly Light. It's also nice that March of Otherworldly Light hits so many different creature or permanent types. I think we need another land off the top, and then we can play Chandra and tick her up one, and maybe find a removal spell, and then have it double cast on the Titan of Industry. Or we just find like a Sunfall. If the opponent's smart, they probably shouldn't commit to the board. And they have a lethal threat on board anyways. Ramping is not bad though, because they can then get around our No More Lies, which is only a 3-mana tax. Probably my best year to play the games well. Okay, I think... risky, but I think it's probably the right move.
Enough talking. Let's do this. You'll never guess what I do.
Yeah. It's not great. I could Lightning Helix their face, or I could potentially counterspell whatever they go to play. Is it better to hold up a counterspell or get value? I mean, none of these are everything besides Light Up the Night is sorceries, or is instants rather, so we can wait till their turn. The only problem is that, I mean, they already represented one Shimo, so maybe we just go face and hope to gain some more life. I was really hoping to hit a, go for the throat, or not go for their get lost. We'll do this and just lower their life total.
No turning back now.
A negate wouldn't be bad, but holding up negate here for like another Chimel wouldn't be terrible. That's disgusting.
This
Yeah, I think we just got outvalued. We didn't curve out well. We didn't hit any of the memory deluges, and then we drew into too many temporary lockdowns in a bad temporary lockdown matchup. So I think that's gonna be a good game. I'll try and play it out though. There's always a chance, you know, with extra turns. But the chances are thinning out rapidly. A memory deluge is kind of what we need at this point, but opponents playing it kind of smart in the sense they're putting shield counters on it. So we would need like an exile effect to really get rid of it. That's why I was hoping with Chandra to hit a removal spell, because Chandra would double it up and the first removal spell would break the shield counter. Shield counter is basically what regenerate is now. Crazy. Okay, well, don't think they needed to do that, but it does present like multiple kinds of lethal, which is I guess good. Another tap land off the top. Yeah, that's probably gonna seal the deal. At least we can get rid of all these knights. Play Surgo and Ojutai, it's just gonna get blocked by Titan of Industry. The only reason we would want to play Zerg and Ojutai out and have it chumped by Titan of Industry would be to break the shield counter. So then we'd probably just die to a Wandering Eternal Wanderer token. And it's going to be hard to kill our opponent from here. We're really going to need like a huge combo. Selesnya control. Hey, if it works, it works. Very interesting deck our opponent's playing. Yep, that is gonna probably do it. We need like a Sunfall at this point to survive this next turn. I didn't think playing Chandra we'd be able to cast one off of it. Nope. Alright, well, good game. Can't win them all. I have a question. I don't remember it because I have the memory of a goldfish, but did we see a memory deluge off of our Zergo and Ojutai hit? Because if we did, that is one play that could have gone differently, I guess. So close to ranking up to plat 1. Just can't seem to string together enough wins. One goes first. That means we could potentially mulligan for a better hand. Having too many tap lands and then these counter spells doesn't seem very good. We're going to be countering after they already have a board. Keep. Don't think we need double memory deluge, though they are very good. This one we can actually counterspell onto, removal onto, and we should likely draw into a extra land. Nice. Alright, we have 4 lands. I think we're good for now. One's playing Dimir. So is this a Dimir React, the crime deck? Doesn't look like it if they've played a swamp. You need a lot of blue sources. So hey, there were multiple color decks back in the day playing Invoke Despair, and Invoke Despair was triple black. Flashbacks to that card, anyone? That card was wild. For some reason, I look upon those times fondly. I'm still not sure why. Maybe it's just the nostalgia factor. Soul Guide Lantern, that is like the second person I've seen in the past like week playing it in like the main deck. Weird. I mean, they are artifacts that you can crack to draw a card, and it will exile a memory deluge. We've run into a few problems with opponents' graveyard, so I don't entirely like hate it. I just don't think we can. You could probably play like a Farewell in this deck for artifacts and graveyards, but at the same time, then you're blowing up some of your artifacts and stuff. I don't know. That is one of like the things with farewells. It's usually it hits some of your stuff too, but it's still a pretty good card. Opponent thinking. I will pause. It looks like our opponent has returned and passed the turnover. Alrighty. I mean, we can temporarily lock down away the lanterns if we're worried about it. They might be using it to draw cards. I don't know why they're holding up Prio. Oh, the sacrifice is, I don't think we care enough. I think we prefer to hold up a counterspell and a removal spell and memory deluge. Deluge. The art in this card is wild. So it looks like they were planning on using them to draw cards, so maybe we should have gotten rid of them, but... That's tough. That is tough. Missing on that many that's it, yeah, okay. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, I feel bad for our opponent. They did the 2 land and keep and hope it works out, and did not pay off. This hand is funny because we're playing against Boros, and assuming we draw into another land, but I think we can afford to mulligan since we're going to draw another since the opponent goes first. I don't think we need this many. No, that was a white source that we just pitched, so that is concerning in that regard. Life gain. Okay, we're playing against a life gain. I love Zergo and Ojitai, but the question is, do I want it in my hand at this moment? This might be something I regret. How soon is it worth tapping out? Okay, yeah, now we tap out of No More Lies. Bye-bye, Amalia. And they can't get that back. Some of the life gain decks are playing, what is it called? It's the, like, 3 mana, return a creature, 2 mana or less from your graveyard, but it can't attack or block. Some life gain decks are playing that, so, well, the opponent did not like that. We're now plat 1, nice. I don't think our hand actually was that very good for our opponent there, but hey, I'll take the win, I guess. They did not like seeing their Amalia go by. Maybe they had a hand that was just as bad as ours, and so that's why they scooped up. Opponent goes first. Again, we can mulligan. Kind of wondering if we want to, though. This hand's... like, we have Chandra, which is very nice. We have Sunfall, which is a really good sweeper, and we have okay-ish removal through Otherworldly Light. Really depends on how fast our opponent's going. I got the gingerbread sleeves. I'm trying to think. This is one of the hands that I would be upset if it didn't turn out the way I wanted, so I'm mulliganing. Do we want the second blue source? I think we want the second blue source. But double Helix means red sources might actually be better. We're gonna draw into lands, hopefully. Yeah, I'm glad I kept the Sundown Pass then. I think we will play the... these Helixes might end up hurting. We can probably get Lost first, and then Helix. Though, if we give them the tokens for Get Lost, they might... Haven't versed the mono red deck in a hot second, so this is interesting to see. Maybe we just Thundering Falls, and then we can Helix to our heart's content without using a pain land. Another land, we already have enough at this point, I think. I think we'll be okay now, Helixing, because we won't be pain landing ourselves, and that gives us a little card advantage. Pseudo card advantage, rather. Okay, this is gonna be the turn that hurts the most. We can Helix the Feldon. But that gives them more cards, so we might want to go for the Swift Spear. Do we want to wait until their turn and then counterspell instead? I think we have to Helix this turn. Question is, do they have another pump spell? The answer is if they have another pump spell, we can just Helix in response, I guess. Okay, that's actually a good card to counter, though. Are we going to die if we counter it? We die if we counter it. Get rid of Feldon. If I get rid of Feldon, they might hit another land drop is the problem. So I think we go Swift Spear. Trying to play this as smart as humanly possible, but I don't know if there's really... It's annoying that it takes up both. We can get lost it. We don't have to Helix, because it will be outside of Helix range. That's why I didn't want to give them the land, because then they might be able to empty their hand. I think we need to double spell here. So I might just end up dying now because of the Feldon trigger. Godric's. Yikes. Are we concerned about Godric? I think we might, honestly. Chandra's kind of annoying now. I think we gotta counterspell something, so I think this is our window to counterspell something. And if we die, we die. We should be able to Helix the Swift Spear and then get lost the Chandra. What's next turn?
You're lucky this is a warning shot.
I am lucky to be alive. You are certainly right about that. Opponent playing any straight to the face burn. They are playing Kamano, so if they have like a Kamano in hand, temporary lockdowning would be the wrong move here. I think we have to Helix. Question is, can we get away with getting lost? March of Otherworldly Light. I kind of like that here. To get rid of the Phoenix chick. We can't do this in response to its activation, but if we do it now, they get the map tokens, which they can put on the chick. But we don't really care about the map tokens being put on the chick, because then we can temporary lock down.
Party's over.
And then we can hold up March of Otherworldly Light in response to anything else, maybe? Squeeze bad. I think that might just be game. Because we can't get rid of Squee with this, we have to get rid of Squee with this. Alright, well, that is game. Mono Red will do that to you. Very good at... They had a pretty good curve out, I feel like. We had almost every Lightning Helix and it was still not really enough. We didn't draw the temporary lockdown soon enough, so we were kind of trying to chip away at things one by one. One goes first. I think we can keep this hand. We have Helix and March of Otherworldly Light. Opponent's playing some kind of graveyard deck. I think that's the only reason you play this. Is to play this with like Insidious Roots, because you can exile it. Or no, maybe not Insidious Roots. What am I saying? They're playing a sack deck, I guess. Holding up 1 mana, so even if we remove something, they can just sack it in response. We'll force them to... I'm not going to exile anything. I think we're just going to get rid of this Scorn Blade. Actually, we can Helix in response, can't we? Better. I want to hold on to this if we can. Because we can use this to exile more important things. Maybe they are playing Insidious Roots. That works pretty well with like Agath's Soul Cauldron, and that's an Insidious Roots indicator. We're going to want a Sunfall as soon as possible. We don't have enough blue sources for Memory Deluge. Really bad. It's quite bad. We're getting towards our Zergo and Ojitai, which is good though. But I'm suspecting that they're Agatha Soul Cauldron deck with like maybe Insidious Roots. There's no point in removing, like I said. Bad. Very bad. This is the pinch point to Memory Deluge. Need double blue. Opponents just churning through cards. If we were playing mono red, I imagine they would have much more trouble. But we are not playing mono red, unfortunately. Much harder for us to overwhelm Insidious Roots. Really need to get searching though as soon as possible to find like a Sunfall. When deal combat damage to a battle or player, look at top 2 cards, put one of them in your hand. The rest of them, you may return one of those dragons to its owner's hand. Okay, so we get to pick the card before we return it. So if we find a Sunfall, we can return it, and then we can compare it as Sunfall. Then we have 2 Zergo and Ojitai, so we don't mind running it out into a counterspell. Blue source would also be our second preferred option here if we can connect. Takanuma. Okay, so this some Sultai graveyard shenanigans. Hopefully it's not like a combo deck with like Doppelgang. That'd be scary. As much as I like Chandra, I think they might have like removal for Chandra, or they like committed to their combo. They don't have removal for Chandra. Chandra would be a good pickup. I think we go Shivan Reef. We have 2. Keep it on the battlefield. If it dies, we can always play the second one out. Sunfall, Sunfall, Sunfall. Part of me really wanted to pick Chandra there because Chandra's fun, but we don't even have enough mana for it, so we'd have to top deck a land. It's kind of funny. Zergo, Ojitai, and Memory Deluge are very similar in the way they function. You have to remember, you pick 2 with Memory Deluge, you pick 1 with Zergo. I think you get to choose what order they go at the bottom of your library as well, but usually doesn't matter. That needs to die. The thing is very, very dangerous because it makes it so that they can activate things at the same time as they draw them. No, getting rid of this creature wouldn't be bad either, because then they can't use its ability here. This is only battles and players. So we only have to light up the knight for 1, and then we can... I guess we can hit their face, and then see what we want to do. We would have probably played this Restless Anchorage, though. Might be regretting things. Okay, that's mostly good with us. We can March of Otherworldly Light away something to exile. We can March of Otherworldly Light a Zergo. Let's see if we can find... Oh, we can't find a counterspell in response to this, can we? Oh, let's just do this. Get Lost is pretty efficient, but... Land Celestis? I think we really would have liked to see like a Sunfall or something like that. Maybe not. We can't really counter that. Not really easy to counter a bounce spell. We will go ahead a 2 here, exiling a Zergo and Ojitai to get rid of this. They should not know that we have 1 in hand, and then we should be able to pay 0 for this, and it'll do 1 damage to a planeswalker. One little intricacy to light up the knight is it deals X+1 if the target is a creature or planeswalker. They grab their Insidious roots. That allows them to grab enchantments, permanents. If it's kicked, it grabs a permanent. Okay. I'm very glad we got rid of the Ivar. I think we just play this out and then hold up a counterspell, because I figure we're gonna need to stop them from doing something here. I love Zergo and Ojitai. Very fun card. Grab a deserted beach, I think. We only have one of these left, but all they did was bounce it to our hands. So I think that's pretty much their only removal. Could get rid of the Insidious roots at instant speed. No. We have nothing to exile to it. And it's going to cost us 3 mana. We'll just no moralize anything big. So I don't even know if we can no moralize Ivar at this point because they have so much mana. The music stopped. My apologies. Alrighty. Can't counterspell Tyvar if it's the first thing they do. Can't counterspell that either. Oh, we can counter it on the way down. Because they thought they didn't have to worry. Youch. Insidious Roots is a really fun card. I think it's ultimately a bad build around. It's not strong enough, unfortunately, for this standard. Alright. The merciless onslaught continues. But yeah, what I was saying, Insidious Roots, it's a... You go first. Let's keep. I think this is good enough to keep. We have Memory Deluge. We just need double white, or double blue rather. Uh-oh. 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 We'll play Battlefield 4 just in case we can need the Lightning Helix. A blue creature. But yeah, Insidious Roots, really cool card. I don't think it's strong. Oh, slime. We're sliming. This is one of the matchups where Farewell would be very nice. Because then we can exile all their graveyard. Actually, I think Slime counts exile as well. This is the total number of cards you own in exile and graveyard, yeah. So it doesn't matter. We could Lightning Helix their face. Are they going to be playing anything important to enable things? I think that's probably worth it, just to make use of our mana efficiently. Next turn we're probably just going to hold up Get Lost. Stronger removal. And then, well, memory. This art is so interesting. Take one. Yep. Temur. Slimes deck. I hope they're not playing All Will Be One. All Will Be One is so good with Slimes. I saw somebody play it with Slimes and I was just like, oh my goodness. They're only going to keep getting bigger, though. We need to be mana efficient, and next turn we're probably casting Memory Deluge. Deluge. Artifact, creature, enchantment, planeswalker. Might need to hold on to this Otwara. Otwara. How do you pronounce it? Let me know in the comments below. Removal, extra turn. Celestis is like a definitely. Question is how do we play the rest? We have a land in hand. I don't think we need to grab a land right now. If we play this, we can't. It's fine. It's fine. We can't Memory Deluge, but this ramps us and big score. Wait a minute, that's not a counterspell. I'm out of it. I'm bugging. Maybe they're playing Simic Slime Against Humanity with Chandra. That'd be wild. There's so many different ways to play around with the Slime Against Humanity. If they play Chandra here though, I'd definitely get it lost. This is the upside of playing Celeste this year. I think we're gonna start looking for sweepers over other types of removal. All right, I could flip it between night and day with activating it, but that would make us not have enough mana to cast Memory Deluge, and we can Memory Deluge for the flashback one if we want. Those are sorcery speed. I think we'll let our resolve. At this point we need to counterspell payoffs rather than what is just trying to fill the graveyard. Maybe this is just an honest Slime Against Humanity deck. Trying to get a little cold in my room. Shivering. Whoa, whoa. We can remove it with Get Lost. Would we prefer to counter it, is the question. I think we would. You can always Get Lost afterwards. No More Lies is pretty good. They can pay for it though. I think we just remove it afterwards at this point. Though, No More Lies can also stop. No, they have so much mana. Tap land, untapped land. We'll go untapped. I feel bad for spending so much time thinking, but really not trying to make any misplays at this point. I think the margins with this deck is too thin. I should have done that in combat because it can't cast a oh. I don't know how this works. We're gonna find out together. If we get lost Arcane Bombardment in response to the trigger, will it still exile and cast something? Because there's nothing for it to be exiled under. No, it still casts it. Okay. Good to know. That hurt. Really wishing we just Memory Deluge big time. The big Memory Deluge. That is something. We can go in with Zergo. I think we just need to big Memory Deluge and then just hope and pray. Pray and hope. We can do that instant speed and we'll get a free Celestis if we do that. Opponent double spelled, so probably Lightning Strike us. Play with fire. So they're bit burn, bit slime, bit burn. We need Sunfall. Actually, Temporary Lockdown works. Because these are tokens. They have no mana value. They're not like copies of something. Oh, we played a land for this turn. For some reason I was thinking this Otawara was something I needed to use. Okay. Okay. That is good. 3 Get Lost in the graveyard is not a good thing when it comes to having to remove a 6 mana enchantment. I think we take the beating. Because they're probably going to play something else here that we need to get rid of. Alright. Enchantment removal, sweepers. 2 things we are looking for. They have a counterspell. No, they just have a lightning strike. Some life gain. That would also be something we'd like to see. Chandra. Can we combo? We need an extra turn spell if we want to combo. But we could hit it off of Chandra. And I think we might... we have enough mana to like cheaty do it, which is good enough. I think in this case. We don't need to actually extra turn. Because if we get extra turn, we already have light up the night, and then we can just kill them with the light up the night and the mana. So I think we go with Chandra here. So the question is, do we want to do the ballsy thing, or do we want to take risks? Okay. Take risks or do the safe thing. Same thing, right? I don't think we need memory deluge in hand. Okay. They could lightning strike in response to something, but I think we're okay regardless. Oh, we can just sunfall with Chandra. Whatever. We came here to Chandra, we came here to Chandra, we came here to Chandra. So let's go ahead and take an extra turn. Technically we get 2 extra turns. I don't think we could cast the other side of it because it costs 7 mana and we only had 2 open. We're going to lose at the end of this next turn, but that's fine. Because we're just going to kill them. That should be enough. I think. Do they have counter spells? They haven't represented anything. I think they're just committed to the bit. We could have paid less if we wanted to play around his counter spell, but didn't think they did. And that works. That was the extra turns that we wanted to play. Awesome. That's super cool. Alright, well that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. I think I've gotten a lot better at playing the deck, so I'm happy that I took the time to like re-record. If you enjoyed this video, maybe you'll enjoy yesterday's video where we played a Jeskai control, where it was a lot of sweepers, less counter spells than this. And we played War Leader's Call with token planeswalkers. It was a very interesting deck. It was kind of funny to play. I don't think it's particularly good, but it was interesting, and it's a unique way to play the War Leader's Call. Also, maybe you would be interested in the Is It version of this deck, where we tried to get away with out the hard removal and some worse counter spells, I guess. I don't know. Let me know what you all thought in the comments below, and have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Ciao.